S.S.S. Vayishlach, Tavshin Pei. In this week's parsha, we find that Hashem tells Yaakov Avinu the following: Vayero Elokim el Yaakov. HaKadosh Baruch Hu appears to Yaakov Avinu. Vayero Elokim el Yaakov oid b'voyoy mi Padan Aram. He's coming from Padan Aram. Vayomer Loi. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Vayomer Loi Elokim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Yaakov, Shimcha Yaakov. Your name is Yaakov. Lo yikare Shimcha oid Yaakov. Your name should not be Yaakov anymore. Ki im Yisrael yihiyeh shemecha. Your name should be Yisrael. Vayikra es shemo Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu called Yaakov Avinu. He called his name. Your name is now Yisrael. And we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu changed the name of Yaakov Avinu to Yisrael. The Gemara Masechta Brachos, Daf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph, tells us, Kol hakoyrei leAvraham Avram. Anybody who calls Avraham Avinu, you call Avraham Avinu, you call him Avram by his old name, Oiver ba'aseh. He's over an asay in the Torah. Why? Because the pasuk says in the Torah, "V'lo yikare oid et shimcha Avram." Your name should not be Avram anymore. V'haya shimcha Avraham. The pasuk tells us that your name should now be. Your name will be from now on will be Avraham. So anybody who goes ahead and calls Avraham Avinu Avram, he's over and I say in the Torah. And the Gemara asks that should it not really be the same with Yaakov Avinu? Why does the Gemara specify that one who uses the name Avram is being over and I say? Why not Yaakov Avinu? Why not if you call Yaakov Avinu Yaakov? Does our pasuk not say Lo yikare shimcha oid Yaakov? Your name should not be Yaakov anymore. So anybody who calls Yaakov Avinu Yaakov at this point should also be over and asay. You should have to call Yaakov Avinu Yisrael. So the Gemara answers. The Gemara tells us that by Yaakov Avinu really it's different, and there's a reason why Yaakov is different than Avraham Avinu here. Because by Yaakov Avinu we see that even after Yaakov's name was changed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself calls him Yaakov Avinu, calls him Yaakov after that. The pasuk says later, Vayomer Elokim Yisrael b'marois halayla. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Yisrael, Yaakov Avinu, right, b'marois halayla, Vayomer Yaakov, Yaakov. HaKadosh Baruch Hu called Yaakov Avinu not only once Yaakov, he called him in a loving way, Yaakov, Yaakov. So we see that even after Yaakov Avinu was named Yisrael, Hashem himself called Yaakov Avinu, he called him Yaakov. So it's different, and that is why the Gemara only says that you're over an asay when you go ahead and you say Avram instead of Abraham. So we see that the name Yaakov actually remained with Yaakov Avinu even after he was named Yisrael. So Nesivos Shalom asks over here, why is it that way that Yaakov Avinu remained with his name and we are not over and asay if we call him Yaakov, and Avraham Avinu had his name changed from Avram, and if you call him Avram, then you are over and asay. And also, more generally, why did Yaakov Avinu now have two names? Avram became Avraham, and he's left with one name. Yitzchak Avinu, we know, was called Yitzchak his whole life, one name. But Yaakov, we now find at different times in the Parshias that will be coming up, we find that it's sometimes Yaakov, sometimes Yisrael. We see that Yaakov Avinu is left with two names. Why did Yaakov have two names? The Nesivos Shalom answers with the Yisod. And Nesivos Shalom tells us that there are really two ways of avodas Hashem. Two ways that a person can serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's the way of avodah like a child, which is avodah me'ava, where a person feels that they're a child of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you serve Hashem in a loving way, like He's a father, and you're a son, and that you want to serve Hashem out of love. That's one way, avodah me'ava. And then there is avodah me'yira. There's a person serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu out of fear, the awe of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So a person serves Hashem, avodah me'yira. And as we say in the tefillas of Rosh Hashanah, Hayoim haras olam, we say, im kevonim, im ka'avodim. So the Nesivos Shalom tells us from the Torah's Avos that you know what this im kevonim, im ka'avodim means? That itself is part of the mishpat on Rosh Hashanah. How will we get to serve Hashem? How are we going to be zocheh to serve Hashem this year? Are we going to serve Hashem me'ava? Or are we only going to be able to serve Hashem me'yira? Are we going to serve Hashem as a ben, as a son? Or are we going to serve Hashem as an eved? And we know the madrega of serving as a ben, to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, me'ava, v'yahavta es Hashem alekecha, is a higher madrega, and we all want to aspire to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu as a ben, to serve Hashem me'ava. However, we all know that there are times of nisayon, there are times of tests in a person's life where that is very difficult. And a person must just follow the instructions. Sometimes during an nisayon, we don't have the head, we don't have the concentration to serve Hashem me'ava, we don't have the feelings, but yet we have our instructions, we have our marching orders, where we know we have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu then as an eved. And we know that Avraham Avinu was the midah of Ava, the midah of Chesed. That was the essence of Avraham Avinu. And Yitzchak was different. Yitzchak was the midah of Gevura and Yira. Polar opposites. Avraham Avinu served HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the way of Chesed and Ahava, and Yitzchak Avinu served HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the way of Gevura v'Yira. But Yaakov Avinu was the perfect combination. Yaakov Avinu was the midah of Tiferes, and Tiferes combined the two, everything together. Ava, Chesed, Gevura, and Yira, all put together. And there are times in life when each of these midos really has to be used. There are times that a person has to use the midah of Ava, and there are times that a person has to use the midah of Yira. And Yaakov Avinu was the combination, the perfect combination of both of these. He didn't just serve Hashem in one way. Different times in life he was able to go to the bank and take the midah that he needed to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And says in Nesivos Shalom that now we can understand why Yaakov Avinu kept both names. The name of Yaakov, how did Yaakov Avinu acquire the name of Yaakov? He acquired it while he was holding on to Esau when he was born. Yaakov Avinu, he got his name. He was holding on to the akave, to the ankle of Esau when he was born. He was fighting the battle right away against the influences of Esau. Right away he was fighting with Esau. That's where the name Yaakov comes from. He's fighting the battle against everything that Esau stands for. And to carry on that fight, Yaakov Avinu was called Yaakov, which is the Midas Hayira. Yaakov Avinu got that name when he was fighting with Esau, Midas Hayira. But the name Yisrael is different. The name Yisrael comprises the letters of Li, Rosh. Those are the letters of the name Yisrael. Li Rosh tells us that the time where you're on top of your game, you're in full control. When a person is ready and everything is going well, he's ready for Torah, he's ready for Avodas Hashem. That's Li Rosh. That is a time of Yisrael. That is a time when Yisrael, the midah of Chesed and Ava, that time where you're feeling good about yourself, you're feeling this overpowering Chesed and Ahava. So Yaakov Avinu kept both names for a reason. Yaakov Avinu kept both names to teach us that a Jew really needs both ways of serving Hashem, just at different times of your life. A person can't have tunnel vision and say, I am only going to serve Hashem in this way. Yiras Hashem. I'm only going to serve Hashem this way. Avas Hashem. There are times that this will work, and there are times that that will work. And that is the life of a Jew. Everybody has their ups and downs, different times, different days, different periods of their life, and they need to be able to go to the well and pull out the midah that you need. And Yaakov Avinu was called Yaakov first because, as we know, Reishis Chachma, Yiras Hashem. Yiras Hashem goes first. Even though Avas Hashem is the optimal way of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But first the person must have that Yiras Shamayim, Yiras Hashem, as a stepping stone. But then Hashem told Yaakov, okay, so you were born with that. You were fighting Esau. You have your Yiras Hashem, you have Yiras Shamayim, but that's not an end. That is not an end. You have to aspire to serve Hashem in a greater way. That although it's a good start, there's a time of your life when you do pass that stage of Yiras Hashem, where you're able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu me'ava, just know that's a greater way. That although Yiras Hashem is a way to start, it's now time to grow to the next level of serving Hashem out of love. So before you were Yaakov, but now you are Yisrael. But the two names represent the Sur Meirah and the Asay Toiv. They represent both facets of a person's life, where you need to sometimes turn away from something that's negative, but then there's Asay Toiv, being assertive, positive, going after the Toiv. And every person's life is a combination of all of those. So while Avraham Avinu had one name, Yitzchak Avinu had one name, Yaakov Avinu showed us that is the combination of the midas of Abraham and Yitzchak that makes a person complete. Well, we start off with the midah of Yitzchak, we start off with the Yaakov, but we work our way toward Yisrael. And Nesivos Shalom tells us that there's an important lesson here. Not only is there Sur Meirah and Asay Toiv, but Nesivos Shalom tells us that really the best way of being Sur Meirah, the best way of turning away of bad, is through Asay Toiv. Not that there's Sur Meirah, and now I'm going on to Asay Toiv. When a person inculcates into themselves, when a person says, I'm going to do good, and I'm going to do more good, and after that I'm going to do more good, Memela, you're going to be Sur Meirah. There's only a certain amount of room in a person's life. And if you keep being the type of person that Asay Toiv in every circumstance, in every situation, in every place that a person finds themselves, Asay Toiv, Asay Toiv, Asay Toiv, I'm always going to do good. I want to do good and I want to do more good. Then Memela, you will be Sur Meirah. It will go away from that. So if a person wants to get to that next level of serving Kadosh Baruch Hu with Avos Hashem, the way to do it is by doing good, Asay Toiv, and doing more Asay Toiv. And that's the lesson that Yaakov Avinu teaches us, that we have to aspire to get to that level. But it's not always so simple. There are times in your life where you have a nisayon, where things are going, then we have to know, we have our instruction book, we have our things that we're taught, and that goes with more serving Kadosh Baruch Hu sometimes as an eved, even if you don't understand. But we work our way toward Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu left Yaakov with both names, but the ultimate goal is to be B'nai Yisrael, Am Yisrael. We are the nation of Yisrael. Yisrael is the higher one. Yisrael is the one that we strive to be at. But we have to know that every person has to be a combination. No tunnel vision. Don't say, I only serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu this way. We take the midah of Yaakov, Tiferes, and we wrap it up in one big package to make each and every one of us a potentially beautiful package to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu.